Well, kicking off the budget session of Parliament today, Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has tabled economic survey. The survey, which is the flagship annual document reviving the state of economy, has projected India's GDP growth between 8 to 8.5% in the financial year 2023, while the current year's GDP growth has been projected at 9.2%. Among other projections, the survey says India has fiscal space to ramp up capital expenditure, while challenges remain for the economy on macroeconomy front. Well, for more on this, we are joined by WION's business editor, Sumit Chaturvedi. Thank you very much, Sumit, for joining us. The economic survey for 2021-2022 is expected to give a growth projection of around 9% for the next financial year, as Asia's third largest economy is showing no signs of recovery from the pandemic. What does that mean for India?
Eric, well, India is currently looking at third wave of COVID-19, though this wave has not been as damaging as other waves. But yes, this is one of the biggest challenges Indian economy would face going forward. So as per the economic survey, which is the flagship annual document of Government of India that reviews the economic performance and forecasts the challenges, it says that Indian economy is well poised to meet any challenges. There is a growth which is happening on rural side, agricultural side, industrial side, and exports are also robust. But there are some challenges that remain, and the first of the biggest challenge, one of the biggest challenges, is definitely crude. Though this growth is projecting crude between $70 to $75 to a barrel. As we speak today, it has reached $90 to a barrel. Also, this is maintaining the growth based on monsoon, normal monsoon, and there will be no further waves or damaging waves of COVID-19. So it's a kind of overall performance of economy which has been given in this economic survey today. 9% growth, over 9% growth. Well, that's 9.2% growth for this current financial year, but it may come down between 8 to 8.5% for the next financial year. So overall, that growth has been projected. The challenges have been given. What are the other steps that are needed to be taken? That's also been given. And also, it's coming a day before the general budget going to be presented by Sitharaman, Finance Minister of India, tomorrow. It's in a way showing where the economy is going, what steps are needed to be taken, and what could be the problem if these steps are not taken.
Well, the minister said supply-side reforms, capex and exports to be growth drivers for next financial year. Agriculture in the financial year 2022 saw a growth of 3.9% and industrial growth was at 11.8%. What other sectors will be India focusing on this financial year?
One of the main drivers of growth could be the export sector. Well, this is something which clearly India is aiming to go for. Over the last few years, India has started some flagship programs like Make in India, PLI or Production Linked Incentive Scheme. This is to make India the overall factory of the world. It has been taken into account that India will be increasing its exports over the next few years. For that, steps have been taken. So one of the main growth drivers would be export, but that will depend a lot on how the geopolitics play over the next few months, also where the crude goes, also what is the COVID-19 situation. But one of the main growth drivers are going to be export. India has taken a number of steps over the last few months. When we saw chip shortages, India is trying to be a crucial contributor to chip manufacturing in the world, also supply chain challenges. So all these have been detailed in this economic survey today.
Finally, Sumit, the union budget, like you mentioned, will be presented tomorrow, the 1st of February. What can we look out for?
Well, we've spoken to a range of policymakers, India, also Indian corporates. They all are of the view that Indian Finance Minister should push the pedal because the economy, it needs growth. Well, after witnessing, over the last few quarters, the growth has been coming down, not just in India, but across the world. For that, the demand side has to be given some kind of overall push. For that to take into account, investment, new projects, they have to come. Overall, there has to be supply side problems. They have to be taken into account as well. But demand side growth is required. So investments will be required in the areas of healthcare, agriculture, infrastructure is a big area as well. Defense, well, that has been given a good share over the last few budgets, but this time it's expected to get good share as well. Healthcare is one sector, and for common man, it's always a point of interest is what is going to happen in the the tax bracket. Will there be a change in tax bracket or not? Well, that is something which will be looked out for in the coming budget tomorrow.
WION business editor Sumit, thank you very much for your insights and for talking to us. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.